7 things the color of your period blood reveals about your health. Periods and how they go are a couple of the most important hints of what's going on inside a woman's body. Noticing the color of your period blood can save you from some very dangerous conditions. So, is your health perfectly normal? Or is there something alarming going on? Let's find out. But before we reveal all the details, make sure you click subscribe and turn on the little notification bell right there. Now you'll always be on time for every Brightside hangout. But let's get down to business and start with number 7, pinkish color. If you notice that your period blood is often pinkish, this may signify low estrogen levels. There's one important thing to mention here though. According to a study conducted by National Analysts Worldwide in Philadelphia, this is very common among avid runners. It's simply because playing sports, especially running, can cause estrogen levels to drop, and this is not necessarily a bad thing. But you shouldn't let your guard down either. A study conducted by the Division of Endocrinology and Metabolism at the Center for Osteoporosis and Metabolic Bone Diseases at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences and the Central Arkansas Veterans Healthcare System showed a scary connection between low estrogen levels and osteoporosis later in life. So make sure you look after yourself. Visit your doctor regularly to avoid any unpleasant consequences. Number 6. Watery. If your period blood is a really light pink color or has almost no color, that's a bad sign. This blood color can signal that you're either nutrient deficient or that you are at risk of ovarian cancer. But don't panic just yet. According to the University of California, San Francisco, fallopian tube cancer accounts for less than 2% of all gynecological cancers. In addition, it depends on a variety of other factors. Only your doctor can tell you exactly what's going on and the real reason for your period blood losing its color. Just remember that watery or almost colorless blood is a crucial clue from your body that something is not right. Number 5. Dark brown. Dark brown is a color that can raise some concerns in your mind, but in fact, it's completely normal. Karen Carcamo, MD, MPH, and OBGYN at the Institute for Women's Health in San Antonio, confirms that it's just some of the old blood that has been sitting inside your uterus for too long and, as a result, turned brown. Doctors aren't exactly sure why this happens, but one thing is certain: there's nothing wrong with it. If you're pregnant and you experience spotting throughout your pregnancy, a brown color may be a signal that the active bleed has stopped. Again, there's nothing particularly wrong with this. However, considering your current condition, it's best to let your doctor know about any changes that your body is going through. Number 4. Thick. Looks like jam with clots. If you often see jam-like blood with dark red clots, it's generally a sign that you might have low progesterone and high estrogen levels. Yup, your estrogen levels really affect the color of your period blood. Most of the time, this type of period blood doesn't mean anything unhealthy, but there is one little exception. If the clots are large enough and there are way too many of them, there's a possibility that you have a serious hormonal imbalance. This can be caused by fibroids in your uterus as well. Other signs of this are bleeding between periods, a greater need to pee, a bloated abdomen, or painful sex. If at least 2 of these symptoms match your situation, visit your doctor immediately. There's nothing scary about this condition, but you shouldn't ignore it either. Number 3. Gray-reddish mix. Gray period blood, or a mix of gray and red, has a variety of meanings. Unfortunately, none of them are what you want to hear. Usually, it's a red flag for an STD or STI infection. They all have their own additional symptoms and signs, so don't be shy about consulting your doctor on this matter. But things get even more alarming if you've missed at least one period. According to Karen Carcamo, this can be a signal of an early miscarriage. In fact, this problem is way more common than you might think. UC Davis Health estimated that 10 to 20% of women have an early miscarriage within the first 10 weeks. This is why it's so important to check in with your doctor regularly before and after you get pregnant, so you can always know what's going on and what you can do to protect yourself from any awful surprises. Number 2. Cranberry red color. A bright cranberry blood color alarms a lot of women, but in reality, it's exactly what your natural and healthy period blood color should be. However, this doesn't mean that you should skip seeing the gynecologist altogether. Some serious diseases have very sneaky symptoms where you seem perfectly fine, but an irreversible process is happening in your body. So yes, you can sigh with relief as your period blood color is perfectly fine. Nonetheless, it's still not a good enough reason to forget about regular doctor appointments. Number 1. Orange. Orange is a pretty color, but not when it comes to your period blood. As a matter of fact, orange blood has pretty much the same meaning as gray-reddish blood. Infection alert. If this is also accompanied by a bad odor or severe pains, it can once again be either an STD or STI infection of some kind. There's another side to it as well, though. More specifically, some women confess that they experienced orange spotting 10 to 14 days after conception. Of course, not all women have implantation spotting, but generally speaking, if you see spotting that doesn't turn into a period, there's a good chance you might be pregnant. And that's pretty much the whole spectrum of period colors. Now, here's another thing that confuses a lot of women: blood color changing during a period. Don't worry, it's perfectly normal for your period color to change from the beginning to the middle to the end. Having different colors from month to month is alright too. Just keep track of which colors you have and call the doctor immediately if you get a worrying color. Usually, period blood color varies from bright red to dark red, and it's connected to the blood flow and the time it has been in your uterus. For example, the flow might be quite fast in the beginning and then get slower toward the end. If you don't lead an active life, that affects your blood color too, making it darker. The most important thing is to regularly visit your doctor and make an appointment immediately if you notice changes in your periods. If your cycles are irregular, they change in length, you're in huge pain, or you bleed between periods or after menopause, call your doctor. If you're pregnant, keep an eye out for any spotting and bleeding. In some cases, they can be signs of a miscarriage, so take care of yourself and stay healthy. Do you have any other delicate questions you want answered in a video? Express your ideas and suggestions in the comments below. While you're at it, don't forget to give us a like and share this video with your girlfriends. After all, this is information everyone should know, right? If you want to see more Brightside videos, just click subscribe and join us. Until next time!